Ryu, Jonathan, you made it through to the final round. So far, you've designed and presented a weapon in your own styles. Now, we're gonna send you back to your home forges where you will make one of the most iconic weapons from history. The Viking battle axe. The Viking battle axe was a brutal killing weapon that played a significant role throughout history. Viking warriors were mostly farmers, so when going off the fight, they would pick the tool they had close at hand, which was often a wood-cutting axe. When later models took on shapes more convenient to the fighting man, the battle axe was born. The haft was made of wood, and the curved head allowed the axe to be used to hook an opponent's ankle, throwing him off balance and onto the ground, positioning the Viking to go in for the kill with the large, razor-sharp cutting edge. The battle axe has a long and colorful association with fantasy film and literature, being the weapon of choice for the dwarves in The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, as well as for the players of fantasy computer games such as World of Warcraft. Good luck, gentlemen.
I'm Jonathan Porter, and I am a farrier, the fancy word for a horseshoer, as well as a full-time bladesmith.
I'm doing a multiple-layer pattern steel battle axe. The Vikings, they used a lot of multi-layered steel. Overall, this will be one sturdy axe. I am super pumped about this battle axe. The competition is definitely affecting me. I don't know why I don't just come in here and forge like I always do, but this contest sort of just messes me up. Man! I just wasn't paying attention. I took my eye off it, and I cooked it. It's done.
I gotta start over.
Unbelievable! I forged
Another axe head.
and this time the blade held together. I think the judges are gonna be impressed with the axe in general.
We're buttoned up with a really nice top-notch handle with leather wraps to go along with the head that we've worked so hard for.
It's an end result that I think looks good and I'm proud of. So no matter what they think, I'm proud of what I'm gonna put in front of them this round.
My name's Ryu Lim. I was born and raised in the Philippines. I'm an iron worker, and I make blades for a living. The studio shop had everything, man. I got the bare bones, only the basics. My forge is basically a cast iron pot with a hole drilled in the bottom where I attached a black pipe, and on that black pipe, I attached a hair dryer. Using the hair dryer, I introduce more oxygen, and the more oxygen you put it, the hotter it gets. I'm gonna stretch out the metal, and I'm gonna wrap it around the pipe to make an eye for the handle. I really have no heat because it's so big it doesn't fit in my forge. I had to make some adjustments to remedy that. When you're working with high-powered power tools, you gotta remember safety first. Gotta wear some eye protection and respirator. The way it's going right now, I'm not getting enough heat. I'm losing a lot of heat very quickly, so I might start over or make a new forge. The first forge wasn't working because it was too small, so I added a satellite dish around it, so I'll be able to add more coal and make a bigger fire. It's looking good right now. I could move on to the fun part.
What is this? He's forging an axe.
A Viking axe. The firefighters came, and unfortunately, I was delayed an hour.
Your biggest thing that we got to deal with is the fact that you're too close to the building.
I have to move the forge and reposition everything. Hopefully, it doesn't affect me too much towards the end. I don't have electric saws. I'm gonna have to carve this down. I spent the last hour pounding in the handle at the same time making it. It was tough, but I'm just really curious what the judges are gonna say, really. A battle axe doesn't have to be smooth and shiny. It just has to work. It doesn't have to be pretty to split skulls.
To test the lethality of your axe, I will strike this side of beef here and see what kind of damage it does. Jonathan, you're up first.
I'm ready.
Your edge held. It crushed to 3 bones. It will kill.
Yes, it will.
For the next test, I'm gonna pass it over to our European historical weapons expert, Dave.
Thanks, Doug. Gentlemen, the Viking axe was designed to create the maximum amount of carnage on the battlefield. To test it, in a chop test, I'm gonna take 5 blows against this hardened panel of oak. Now, oak was the common building material of the time, and this was the breaching tool of the time.
Ready.
All right. I don't know if I can crawl through that, but it seemed to do the job. That round handle, though, boy, it wants to twist in your hand. Bit of an issue. And overall, it felt pretty good.
Ryu, you're up next. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
The handle's a little slippery, so first couple of tries, it was slipping off. I had to make sure that it didn't go fly off my hand. You cut about 3 and into the 4th bone. This, I believe, is a killer. Good job.
Thank you very much.
Dave?
My axe may not be pretty, but it can definitely split some skulls.
Well, it felt pretty good. My hand could travel on that handle, whereas with that leather wrap, I couldn't really move my hand while I was swinging. Nice job.
Thank you.
Well, gentlemen, your weapons have performed well thus far, but it's not over yet. We're gonna see just how much punishment your weapons can take in our strength test. Doug?
For the strength test, your axis will be placed on the specially designed impact device. The arm is set to deliver maximum force at the point of impact. We will deliver 3 strikes on the shield. That will give us a good indication of how much pressure your axe can take. Let's see if your weapon will survive this test. Jonathan, let's test it. 3, 2, 1, engaging. 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 I don't see any clear indentations on your edge. A little indentation on the shield. Your half seems to have held. Good job.
Thank you.
Ryu, you're next. 3, 2, 1, engaging. Engaging. Let's split the shield in half and all the way through. Edge held. Half is still secure. Good job.
You have both done yourselves proud as bladesmiths. However, in this competition, there can only be one winner. Ryu, you are the Forged in Fire champion. Congratulations.
Good job, buddy.
Good job, man.
Jonathan, your weapon did not make the cut. Please surrender your weapon.
Lee, I'm totally proud of the work that I've done. I mean, I turned in a laminated Viking battle axe, so I'm not by any means going home because I didn't do enough. In this case, Ryu just did a better job.
Feel very proud right now. I worked really hard for this. I guess it paid off.
If the stress level got to you in the first challenge, you were able to pull it together. I mean, you got a few issues, but you brought a true weapon you should definitely be proud of.
Thank you, sir. I put my soul into forging that axe. I gave it everything I had. And now I walk out as a champion.
My name is Morgan Medlin, and I'm 20 years old. If someone were to think that I can't win because I'm so young, that all I have to say to them is just watch me.
I'm Travis Wirtz. I own a company that manufactures accessories and tools for knife makers. And I made my first real knife when I was 12.
Morgan, Travis, congratulations. You're both moving on to the final round. Now we're sending you home to forge an iconic blade that is thousands of years old.
Oh, yeah.
The Viking sword. The Vikings, originating from Scandinavia, raided wide areas of northern and central Europe from the 8th to 11th centuries. The Viking sword was derived from the Roman spatha and was seen as a matter of high prestige and wealth. The large double-edged weapon, used in battle along with the shield, often had a fuller along the length of the blade, increasing the strength and flexibility while also reducing weight, making it more effective in battle. The hilt and pommel provided balance to the weapon, aiding the swordsman's attack at his enemy. This iconic weapon has been immortalized in films like King Arthur. It must be a working version of that deadly weapon.
The Vikings said the best blade was quenched in the piss of a red-headed virgin. I don't know any red-headed virgins, but I imagine oil will be just fine.
Good luck, bladesmiths. We'll see you in 5 days.
Good luck.
Good luck, man. Today's day one of the Viking sword build, and I just want to get my layout nice. Your layout's pretty important. There's nothing worse than running around with a 36-inch piece of really hot steel in a non-feng shui environment. I kind of rummaged through the farm scrapyard. This is actually an arm off a chisel plow. It's spring steel, tougher than hell. So I figure, since I have good steel, I'm not gonna do a pattern welded blade. Strike while it's hot. I'm gonna do something that's gonna perform without the likelihood of failure. I think it just kind of laughs at my hammer at this point. Day one, I feel good because essentially I'm figuring out the tools. And so tomorrow, I'll put them to use. I have my steel in the basic shape of the Viking sword. Everything's coming in straight. So I'm gonna dangle it in the forge and quench it once. I don't know what's gonna happen here. And I don't know what the forge is gonna do in the vertical position. And I don't know if I can get an even heat. All right, here we go. I don't know even if I'm at the right temperature. Oh, that's gonna happen. Uh-oh. Dun, dun, dun. Pretty straight. Oh, still hot. It ain't done, but it will kill. I like intentionally breaking stuff, not having stuff break on me. So this morning, I'm just gonna do a few tests. If anything's gonna happen, I'm gonna find it before the judges do. Nothing like testing. I'm no longer concerned about my steel. It took quite a bit to break off that tip, so it seems tougher than hell. I'm pretty sure it's gonna withstand anything the judges throw at it. Damn it, knock on wood.
Game plan on day one is to make my Damascus billet. What really sets our blades apart is gonna be the artwork. I figure if I'm gonna make a Damascus billet, I might as well make it complicated and look nice. Normally we've got like 2 guys that do this. You can actually see the pattern already. This is a make or break moment for any blade. There's always stuff that goes wrong. Ooh. That would be it. So I feel really good about how hard my blade is, but I won't really know until later for sure. Nice and tight. Let's cut some crap.
That sucks. The delamination a little bit seems to have separated enough. Got coconut in it. I really need to figure out how to get these out. I think I might have lost my heat treat from the weld. Just in case, I'm gonna have to reheat treat my blade. No. I'm trying to heat treat this with the handle on, but I can't get the blade itself hot enough. It's still flexible, which is not good. Salvageable? No. Should have just left it. And that was my blade. I'm so just broke my blade. I've got to figure out something and power through and turn something in.
All right, gentlemen, your weapons will now be put through a series of 3 tests. Up first is the kill test. Doug?
Bladesmiths, this is the kill test. The Viking sword was designed to be a single-handed weapon, used to breach through an enemy's defenses, delivering a thrust, a chop, and a slice. To test how lethal your weapon is, I will breach through the simulated sword and then deliver a thrust, slice, and chop on this ballistics dummy. Let's see how much lethal damage your weapon can do. Travis, you're up. You ready?
Yep.
I need Travis's blade to just fail, otherwise I'm screwed.
Well, Travis, you weren't kidding when you said it was a little bit heavy. Recovery's a little bit difficult, but once you get it going, the sharpness of your edge definitely will cleave through anything in its path. If you had a little bit more weight in the back over here, that would have really definitely counterbalanced the blade. But nonetheless, that's a beautiful looking sword. This, sir, will kill.
Thank you.
Morgan, you're next. You ready?
Yep.
Let's do this.
All right. I was really striving for perfection. So you take a risk and sometimes it pays off and sometimes it doesn't.
Okay, Morgan, there are a couple of issues that we have here with your sword. Number one, with the handle, it's loose. My biggest concern is on your blade itself. Not only do I see cracks, I actually see holes in your sword. Morgan, due to the issues you have with your blade, for safety reasons, we will not be able to test your sword. That being said, though, thank you for sticking with the challenge and presenting us with a weapon today.
Gentlemen, because we cannot test Morgan's sword, we will not move forward with any other weapons tests.
I knew it was coming. There was no doubts about it. So, it kind of sucks, but, you know, it is what it is.
Morgan, Travis, you had 5 days at your home forges to create your own version of a Viking sword, and you both made valiant efforts. Travis, congratulations. You are the Forged in Fire champion.
It's been fun, man.
Yeah.
Morgan, I'm sorry. You did not make the cut.
Morgan, you're one of the youngest smiths ever to grace this forge. But despite that, you showed so much maturity from round 1, where you fell behind and made it all the way to the finals.
Morgan, please surrender your weapon.
Morgan, thank you.
Thank you.
Definitely, thank you.
Yeah, I definitely agree with the decision. You know, I didn't win, but it's a pretty good feeling to know that I can make it this far and I'm not that little kid in the backyard tinkering around anymore.
Travis, congratulations. You are the Forged in Fire champion and will be receiving a check for $10,000.
You got a very, very nice looking sword.
Thank you.
Travis, it's a beautiful blade and performed very well.
This was a hell of an experience. It really tests a person's ability to adapt under fire.